Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
This is the Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Charles Bostick.
And I'm Mary Ligon.
Two forums address possible U.S. military intervention in Iraq. The first took place Wednesday in the Bruce Center, the second on Thursday at St. James Episcopal Church. They were organized by Dr. Stacy Clanton, Professor of English. Dr. James Willis, Professor of History, opened each session with an overview. It was designed as a nonpartisan event, with anyone allowed to speak for 2 minutes.
Enrollment is up for the spring semester. The Registrar's Office reports that 2,731 students are currently enrolled at SAU. It is an increase of 76 students from the same time last year. Inside the numbers, undergraduate enrollment is up, with graduate students slightly down. There are about 400 more female than male students. Recruitment and retention are priorities of the administration. Enrollment at SAU has increased over the past decade.
A teleconference on distance education addresses copyright issues. McGill Library was the setting for the event. Many SAU faculty teach online or through distance education. A new law has expanded the rights of educators to use certain copyrighted materials. It is called the TEACH Act. University Technology Services sponsored the teleconference. It was the second part of a series titled Critical Challenges in Distance Education. Similar programs are planned for the future.
Technology was also addressed this week by a university committee. President David Rankin is naming a separate committee to make recommendations on future technology. This includes Blackboard, an interactive course management system. In addition, SAU is very close to implementing dedicated service lines, or DSLs, for students. This change will take place shortly. Also, there will be changes in technology that affect registration and budget procedures.
SAU features many extracurricular activities. An organization planning spring events is the Spanish Club. It will celebrate Foreign Language Week in March. The Spanish Club will sponsor a literary reading contest and show foreign language films. The SAU Food Service will prepare dishes from Spanish and French countries. The club would like to offer English classes to migrant workers in Columbia County. It will also sponsor a high school festival on campus, scheduled for April 25th.
A new parking lot is under construction. Phase 1 began this week. It is located across the street from the proposed Reynolds Campus and Community Center. The parking lot will accommodate 150 vehicles. Plans are underway to construct more than 400 spaces on campus. Most are located near the construction site of the Reynolds Center, which should break ground this semester. This has been a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Mary Ligon.
And I'm Charles Bostick.
With an SAU profile, I'm Amanda Smith. Kristen Larson is Assistant Professor of Acting and Directing. She was born and raised in California. She attended college in Oregon, where she received a bachelor's in acting, and later to Montana, where she got a master's in directing. Larson was living and working in Chicago when she applied for the position of theater faculty at SAU. She wanted the small-town experience and was looking for good interaction with the community. Larson says one of the things she loves about SAU is the one-on-one attention each student can receive. She says the SAU administration and community have been very supportive of the theater. Kristen has been involved in all SAU productions and directed 7 of them. Larson also teaches acting, directing, voice and diction, oral interpretation, and speech. This is Larson's last semester at SAU. She is leaving with her fiancé to find a place where both can find work in the theater. She will be greatly missed. With an SAU profile, I'm Amanda Smith.
SAU Sports, I'm Shelley Glover.
And I'm Jordan Babineaux.
On Saturday, the Riders split a doubleheader with the East Central University Tigers. The Tigers won the first game 6-1, but the Riders came back to win the nightcap by the same score. In the first game, the Tigers knocked SAU's Brendan Buford from the mound in the 4th inning. In the second game, Geraldo Valentin hit a home run during the 7th inning, and Tracy Jeffrey and Clayton Childers delivered doubles to win the game.
On Saturday, the Riders and Riderettes hosted the Hardin University Bisons in basketball action. With only 7/10 of a second remaining, Kelly Preston missed twice from the free throw line, which would have sent the game into overtime. The Riderettes lost 62-60. The Shika Shelley led SAU with 17 points. Senior Mia Biley pitched in with 16 points and added 12 rebounds. Stacy Stockton moved to a tie for 7th in all-time scoring for the Riderettes as she added 10 points. SAU is now 8-14 overall and 3-9 in conference play.
The Riderettes won their opening home softball game 3-0 against Henderson State University. Crystal Poulin scattered 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 8. SAU scored twice in the first inning and added a 3rd run in the 5th. Sasha Snyder singled and advanced on an error. Danielle McRae doubled to left field to drive in 2 runs for SAU. Henderson managed only 3 singles. SAU is scheduled to play in Tunica, Mississippi this week, but games were canceled due to rain.
The Rider basketball team fell to 5-18 on the year with the loss to Harding 98-73. Michael Monroe and Nick Davis both dropped 15 points for the Riders. SAU's Brian Biley added 11 points, which now ties him for 17th place on the all-time scoring list. SAU is now 1-11 in conference play. That's SAU Sports. I'm Jordan Babineaux.
And I'm Shelley Glover.
With commentary, I'm Amanda Weber.
And I'm George Stricker.
Have you looked at the new student directories?
There's a great deal of personal information about you in them.
Not only are your address and phone numbers on campus in them, but also your home address, home phone number, classification, and major.
What else does anyone need to know?
Students are outraged at all the information in the directories that everyone is receiving.
Many students not even have their own home phone number in the phone book.
Much less have them in the directory for everyone to obtain on campus and not be asked.
Do they not think that students want privacy?
Not all people are sane and need to know so much information.
Faculty and staff only have phone numbers, classes taught on campus, along with email address.
What's wrong with just that for students?
The least they could have done is take a survey to see how students feel about directory information. With commentary, I'm George Stricker.
And I'm Amanda Weber.
With an SAU police log, I'm Tammy Iverson.
And I'm Nick Davis.
Ruth Skinner, secretary in the College of Liberal and Performing Arts, reported to the university police that she has been receiving verbal harassments. A suspect has been identified and the case is under investigation.
On February 11th, Velma Kimball and Sal Nack Ranjit car were involved in a motor vehicle accident in the parking lot of the Warden Nursing Building. There were also 2 hit-and-run accidents on campus this week. Deanne Cruz, a staff member, had her vehicle struck in the Bruce Center parking lot, and Patricia Strickland's car was hit while parked at the Warden Nursing Building. Both cases are under investigation.
Crime prevention is a concern at institutions of higher education. The following message is provided as a public service to the university community. In consideration for safety and well-being, faculty, staff, and students must follow university policy for entering and leaving buildings after hours and on weekends. Doors should not be propped open or left ajar during unscheduled hours. Individuals who are not staff or faculty should not be in buildings after hours. The administration also asks that all activities outside normal university hours be scheduled. Practicing these tips will assist in making SAU a safer campus.
The crime statistics for the year 2001 of on-campus numbers include Residence Hall incidents. The public property is defined as Vine Street to the west of campus, Green Street to the south of campus, Highway 79 to the east of campus, and SAU farm boundary to the north of campus on Highway 82.
To report campus crime or if suspicious activities appear to be taking place, contact the University Police Department at 235-4100. That's 235-4100. With an SAU police log, I'm Tammy Iverson.
And I'm Nick Davis.
I'm Mistie Holley.
And I'm Kyle Holleman.
With job information from the SAU Employment Resource Center. Magic 104.5 in Camden has a job opening for a radio sales representative. Job requirements include visiting area businesses and assisting them with their advertising needs. Applicants will be highly motivated, outgoing, have good people skills, have a reliable transportation, and dress professionally. Prior outside sales experience and a minimum of 2 years in college is preferred.
Clear Channel Radio in Little Rock is seeking a production director. Duties include writing and producing radio commercials for the 5 Clear Channel radio stations. Applicants need excellent writing skills, ability to work well under deadlines, and work well with others. Candidates may come by to complete an application or send them to Clear Channel Radio in Little Rock. I'm Kyle Holleman.
And I'm Mistie Holley.
With job information from the SAU Employment Resource Center.
With this week's entertainment news, I'm David Parkerson.
And I'm Ross Sims.
The theater department is presenting its first play of the semester, Blessed Assurance. The play is set in the summer of 1964. An African-American cook in a cafe shocks a small southern town by marching up the courthouse steps demanding to register to vote. She is attacked from all sides because of this incident. The play is written by Laddie Sarton and directed by Cory Wages, a senior theater major from Texarkana. The play stars Patrice Phillips, Will Bates, Shannon Watson, Amy Oaf, and John Nooner. Blessed Assurance begins at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, February 25th.
The first ever Mulestock Music Fest will be held on Saturday, March 8th. Live bands are performing music ranging from rock, country, and contemporary Christian. A live comedian is performing stand-up routine. Food will be provided. The events are taking place beside Overstreet, just across from the Baptist Collegiate Ministry. Gates open at 1:30 p.m. and the fun starts at 2:30. Mulestock is sponsored by the Student Activities Board.
The ladies of the Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority would like to invite you to their Black History program titled Extravaganza. The event will include good food, beautiful music, joyful singing, an African fashion show, cultural displays and presentations, guest speakers, and lots of fun. Extravaganza is being held this Tuesday on the main floor of the Bruce Center at 7:08 p.m. Afrocentric attire is encouraged.
An SAU professor is featured in an art exhibition. Professor Stephen Oakes, along with Sally Williams, will show their work at the Texarkana Regional Arts and Humanities Council. The exhibition runs through March 21st. And that's this week's entertainment news.
The SAU Broadcast Journalism degree program features a wide variety of professional experiences.
Students are responsible for producing and marketing radio and television programs each semester.
SAU Magazine, a radio news program, is available to stations in Arkansas and bordering states.
The SAU Report, a television interview program, is available to cable systems in southwest Arkansas and northeast Texas.
More than a dozen courses are offered in the SAU Broadcast Journalism degree program.
Writing, reporting, and hands-on experiences are stressed in these courses.
In addition, graduating students are more perceptive analysts of mass communication and broadcast journalism.
They are very competitive in the job field and for opportunities as graduate students.
Information about the Broadcast Journalism degree program can be found on the internet at saumag.edu.
That's saumag.edu for an excellent educational opportunity.
With this week's SAU calendar, I'm Leah Steelman. On Monday, February 24th, the National Council for Accreditation of Teacher Education Board of Examiners will visit campus. SGA Traffic Appeals Court will be at 4 o'clock. On Tuesday, Team MBSF meets at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday is Greek Days with Greek Games. Also on Wednesday, there's a Student Activities Board meeting at 5:30 p.m. MBSF Bible Study at 7 and an Inter-Greek Council meeting at 7:30. Thursday, the Rider and the Riderettes play basketball at home beginning at 6 p.m. MBSF Praise and Worship takes place at 7:30 p.m. On Friday, room and board payments are due. Saturday, March 1st, men's and women's basketball. The Mule Riders and Riderettes host Christian Brothers University. And that's this week's SAU calendar.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.